Hello, welcome to my channel 5 Minute Book Review. Today, I'm gonna review the book James and the Giant Peach, which is a bestseller from Roald Dahl. This book is based on a boy called James, whose mother and father died by a rhinoceros attack in the city 2 years at the age of 2 years. He had been left to his two aunts who were extremely greedy. One was fat and one was thin. One day, a man who said who gave James secretly some seeds and told them that they contained magical powers that would make his life happy. After that, James happily took the seed but spilled them in the way. He cried bitterly after that. But only the next day, there was a peach tree in the garden that grew, on which there was a peach that grew and grew and grew and grew. It grew so rapidly that it took no more time that it became over 100 feet high. The both aunts took this opportunity to earn money. They they started to sell tickets and locked James in the night and then kicked him out in the night. James had no way to go. Then he noticed a passageway in the peach. He went in the passageway and then went straight on ahead. And then, where there should have been a humongous seed, was no seed, but instead there was a room which was occupied by a grasshopper, an earthworm, a spider, a silkworm, and a ladybird, and a glowworm. All of these were humongous, very huge, and they welcomed James and told that they had been waiting for him because the journey was about to start. James didn't understand anything, but still went with them. The peach started to roll frontwards over the two aunts and went straight forwards and forwards and forwards and into the sea. It traveled in the sea, and all of them slept. The next morning, when when they woke, they had traveled quite a lot. But underneath them were a lot of sharks that were trying to bite the peach away. James had an idea. James James told the earthworm that she would just have to stick out so that the seagulls were tempted. She stuck out the James stuck out the earthworm so that once the seagull would come, he tied it with the string that the spider had produced, and like this, with after 500 seagulls, the giant peach began to fly. After they had traveled a lot of way, when they met the cloudmen. The cloudmen started to throw clouds, but as they were transparent, they easily got through. When they reached the next morning, they had reached a tall city with skyscrapers. The grasshopper recognized it as America, and they landed on top of the Empire State Building. You might have heard about the Empire State Building, which was once the highest building on earth. It is a building that had a straight long needle, and by pure chance, the peach landed straight on the needle. After that, all of these were celebrities. Grasshopper Grasshopper started a shoes company and became very successful. The glowworm is now in the light of the Statue of Liberty and was also very famous. The spider and the ladybird started a silk company and were also very successful. The earthworm was now the president's assistant, while James himself was now living in the middle of New York City in the seed itself, and is now very famous. And is also very famous all over America. I hope you like my review. Please like, share, and subscribe my channel.